Thanks for joining us on National Focus. I'm Kimani St. In the headlines, Prime Minister Dr. Roosevelt Skerrit says government is prepared to finance agro-processing ventures, and incoming students at the Dominica State College challenged to pursue education for national development. Stay with us for details of these and other stories after this.
I've been in the business for over 16 years. I get up in the mornings and I look forward to having the next cruise ship berth on island. When the visitor steps off the ship, the first impression is me, and I believe that I need to put my best foot forward and to ensure that everything I do it to the best of my ability. Based on my recommendation, visitors go to various sites, restaurants, bars, and vendors. I take that responsibility very seriously. I would like that the guest receives the same service that I have provided to that individual or guest. This business is bigger than me. Everybody plays a role. The cleaner who cleans my bus, my mechanic who does my checks, those persons ensure that I provide a quality service to the guest. The tourism dollar doesn't just stop with me. It allows me to pay the bank, visit the supermarket to feed myself and family, and have a drink with friends. My name is Jenna Gist, and tourism is my business.
Thanks for staying with us. Local investors wanting to pursue an agro-processing factory have been challenged to come up with a viable plan that can attract financing from government. Speaking at a contract signing ceremony for a special loan facility for manufacturers at the State House last Friday, Honorable Skerrit told manufacturers that it is bad business for government to get involved in the private sector. On that note, the Honorable Finance Minister, Dr. Roosevelt Skerrit, proposed that any local investor wanting to pursue agro-processing on a large scale can approach government for financing.
I know much has been spoken about in Dominica about agro-processing, and the government should build a plant and the government should build a factory and all this thing. We have always maintained in the government that we do not believe the government should be in the private sector. I do not support the view that the government should be in the private sector. We should leave these investments to the private sector to effect. Because if you get the government into the private sector, then we're going to have to open a supermarket and sell the things much cheaper than they're currently being sold and put everybody out of business. But we don't want to be in the private sector. If anybody in this country, any investor in Dominica, who has a plan, who has the interest in setting up this agro-processing factory, come to me and we'll help you finance this agro-processing factory.
The Honorable Prime Minister also told manufacturers that the real numbers for exports are not being captured nationally. While he expressed concern over the impact of the closure of Dominica coconut products on export numbers, he says the informal means of exporting is also having a negative impact.
I would also want to say to the manufacturers, especially a lot of the agro-processing people, when we're exporting our items or products to other countries, let us go through the system. Do not put it in somebody's private luggage and send it to Guadeloupe. Because when you send it into people's private luggages, it is not captured by the system. And therefore, the impact on the economy is not recorded. Let us go through the proper channel of exporting these items. Because I know of so many items leaving the country for the ferry, for example. Cocoa sticks, pepper sauce, coconut cheese. Well, they call it coconut candies and so on. More fancy term these days, tablets. All of these things are being exported out of Dominica. But I believe they're not being captured in the statistics. And it's important for those things to be captured so they can be part of the economic indicators in the country.
While he called on more innovation and diversity in the sector, the Honorable Prime Minister pledged the support of his government to advance the manufacturing sector. In more news, the Honorable Prime Minister, Dr. Roosevelt Skerrit, has commented that legislation to reform the electoral process in Dominica remains at a standstill. The legislation to reform the electoral process, which includes the provision of voter ID cards to all voters, was brought to Parliament earlier this year. However, organized protest by the opposition caused the premature closure of Parliament before the legislation could be presented or passed. Speaking to the media on Friday, the Honorable Prime Minister said government remains committed to electoral reform.
We have provided the Electoral Commission with all of the monies required to acquire the infrastructure. We have approved all of the staff they require to effect these changes. But the legal authority resides with the Parliament. And as the entire country knows, we did in fact go to Parliament to seek to pass the legislation. The opposition was completely opposed to it. They have not since then provided any alternate, which sections in the legislation that you have difficulties with, and what are your alternative amendments. Talking about it on a talk show is not sufficient. We are members of Parliament and we have to take this work very seriously.
The Honorable Prime Minister says Parliament is yet to receive any alternatives from those who had opposing views about the draft legislation. The nation's leader says, as it stands, a date for Parliament to reconvene on the matter has not yet been set.
The Cabinet has not set any date on this because the draft which certain elements of the country is opposed to still remain the same draft, because they have not suggested which parts really they have difficulties with. The Electoral Commission can only move forward with the legislative authority. I commend the efforts of the Chief Election Officer in going out and sensitizing and informing the public and soliciting questions from them as to what the legislation speaks to and what the electoral reform speaks to. And we will recognize that the government is correct in the process. And it's unfortunate, but that's the usual practice. There are people who say they want certain things, but when they get it, they don't want it anymore.
The Honorable Prime Minister is currently out of state on personal-related matters. Honorable Minister for Lands, Housing and Water Resource Management, Reginald Austri, is the acting Prime Minister. Moving on, the Honorable Member of Parliament for the Castle-Bruce Constituency, Johnson Drygo, has highlighted some of the proposed infrastructural developments within his constituency that he expects will improve the lives of his constituents. Speaking at the 16th inaugural meeting of the Petit Soufriere Saint-Sauveur Village Council last Wednesday, Honorable Drygo stated that he will continue to assist the Village Council with its footpath development project. He revealed that additional funds were being made available for those projects.
One of the projects of the council has been undertaking is to create quite a few footpaths for persons living in dangerous areas. I intend to provide funds for you, your council, to continue this project. As a matter of fact, we've just gotten funds to complete the footpath for Upper Livelwy. You know, my dear people, they have had to carry the materials on their head to get it all the way inside to do that footpath. So we have an additional $8,000 which we're going to complete that footpath to make it easier for the people.
Other safety and life-enhancing infrastructural developments the parliamentary representative mentioned for that area include box culverts and the rehabilitation of the road to the Savannah area. Honorable Johnson underscored the commendable contributions of residents to the completion of one of the box culverts.
We just completed the box culvert down in Savannah. And I must say, we could not get an equipment to go down to Savannah. So the gentlemen, they did everything by hand. They broke every stone using jackhammers of their hand. And they broke those stones and shovels and pickaxe to get the foundation to build this box culvert, because we could not have gotten equipment to go down there. We have already spent over $100,000 on that project. And now that we have built the box culvert, we have some funds coming very soon. I will provide the additional funds so we could take the road all the way to the factories, Bailey factories that we have in Savannah. So Savannah is going to be a proper motorable road for you, the people of Pitisufwe.
Honorable Drygor believes that these projects will not only improve the lives of residents in that area, but also contribute to the livelihood of farmers utilizing those roads.
Not only for those who are living in Savannah, but for those who are farming in Savannah. Because I always admire at these people when I see the load of bay leaf they have to carry from that distance inside there on their head to get it to the factories. Bay leaf is your living, and anything we can do to ease you up. And it's road network we must give you. Road is development, so we are investing in that section of that road going to Savannah. So within a few months, we will all be able to drive to Savannah.
You're watching National Focus. More when we return.
I believe in the natural order of things. I believe in the harmony of things. You know, in everything we do, we have to keep it natural. I've been doing farming for now over a decade. My day is very hectic, but I make it light. You know, because I enjoy what I do. I enjoy producing the best quality goods and to make sure that the people that receive it, they receive the best that they can ever get. Right from the farm, everything that I grow, I process them back into the farm so that the same things that grow in the farm is what protects the farm. Tourism is my business. You know, it's not just dealing with the foreigners that come in, but it's preparing those things that when they come, they can feel and taste the difference in coming to this exotic island. And it starts with the farmer, because we provide the things that they eat, that they taste, that they drink. I believe in my heart that it's my responsibility to provide quality. My name is Tony Alves, and tourism is my business.
Welcome back. Registrar and Dean of Academic Affairs of the Dominica State College, Dr. Shaakira Pierre, has highlighted that the goals of the Dominica State College are aligned with that of the Ministry of Education and Human Resource Development. Dr. Pierre was addressing the formal opening ceremony for the week of orientation for new students on Monday. She implored the students to strive to use the education they will receive at the DSC for Dominica's development.
Our goal here at DSC aligns with the government's strategy to improve the national economy by encouraging and incentivizing our students and future workforce to learn at home, work at home, and return home to build our public and private sectors.
Dr. Pierre believes that to achieve the goals of development, the future workforce must be willing to become investors, creating opportunities for themselves and others.
The success of those initiatives lies in your hands, the future workforce. While you are here at Dominica State College, will you take seriously your responsibility to do more than just study and get good grades, or even study and get good grades? Will you find ways to apply your learning to the service of others by participating in volunteerism, student government, and other service learning opportunities? Will you be proactive and apply for scholarships and internships, enter contests and competitions, and participate in leadership programs to gain experience even when there may be little to no paycheck involved? Or will you stay idle and say that there are no jobs and you're waiting on your pal rep to give you a hookup? You have to choose to invest in yourself and learn how to create opportunities for others.
Dr. Pierre applauded the new students for choosing the Dominica State College to further their studies and underscored the significance of the choice.
When we say to choose DSC, what we really mean is that we are choosing a future for this country. We are choosing to develop Dominica's human resource and ensure that we have locally accessible experts in a range of industries and sectors.
As the Dominica State College opened its doors to the new students for the 2017-2018 academic year, Chairman of the Board of Governors, Dr. Ian Lambert, advised the students on choosing the right course of study.
You are about to embark, and I'm sure you're fully aware of it, on an academic adventure. You must seek to create for yourself an education that is right for you. This is your chance now to grasp and make the most of the intellectual opportunities afforded to you Select the courses that will take you along the road as you begin life's journey. Courses that will stretch your mind and help shape who you will become.
He went on to encourage the new scholars to be prepared to push themselves beyond familiar learning.
You now have the opportunity at the DSC, unlike secondary school, to choose provocative lecturers and classes that will expose you to new ideas and alternative and critical ways of thinking. Push yourself now beyond what is familiar to you. It may sound scary, but it will be thrilling. That is what education is all about.
Orientation is a week-long series of programs to welcome new students and ease their transition from secondary school into the Dominica State College. It included the opportunities to meet key administrators, faculty and staff members, as well as to attend workshops, presentations and porting social activities that will help the new students acclimate to life at DSC. Students will also learn about the college's policies, programs and resources. Guidance will be given in charting a schedule most fit for allowing a holistic approach, incorporating both co-curricular and extracurricular activities. And that's the English segment of the news. Shaakira Pierre is up next with Creole highlights.
Bienvenue à ce nouvel Agro-Processing. Nom c'est Shaakira Pierre. Premier ministre Honorable Dr. Minister Skerrit dit législation pour processus élection pas qu'à faire progrès. Processus là fait 4 pour moun montrer les unis pour vote te vini d'ouvre parlement en commencement l'année là. Protest par opposition là fait parlement fini bonnet et puis législation là parti présenté et puis passé. Premier ministre Honorable Dr. Minister Skerrit fait comment pour faire législation ça là possible. Honorable Skerrit dit l'idée pour l'autre manière pour que jamais sortir opposition là. Premier ministre l'a dit yon date pour parlement venir ensemble pour annoncer. À d'autres nouvelles, membre parlement pour constituency Castle-Bruce, Honorable Johnson Drago fait parole contre développement infrastructural qui a pris en place à constituency qui y croit qui fait la vie meilleure par constituency. Honorable Drago s'est parlé pendant une inauguration au village council Pidi Soufrière et puis Saint-Sauveur mercredi semaine passée. Honorable Drago fait commitment pour aider village council là pour développer ces communautés ça là. Membre parlement là du gouvernement qui fait l'argent avec là pour faire travail en constituency là. Honorable Drago dit qu'il bâti dalle et puis il aussi réhabilité chimé là qui a allé en savane. Il aussi complimenté moun qui travaille pour finir ces dalles là. Gouvernement a dépensé $100,000 pour projet ça là. Membre parlement là quoi réhabilitation chimé là qui a allé à savane qui fait service pas seulement pour résidence mais pour planter qui a servi chimé ça là. Moun qui voulait engager pour faire bagay local encourager pour mener un bon plan qui s'attape l'argent qui a commencé projet ça là. Honorable Skerrit dit parole ça là pendant qu'il a parlé en une cérémonie pour signer un contrat à valeur $15 millions en aide banque pour moun qui a fait bagay local. Premier ministre l'a dit il pas bon business pour gouvernement engagé en affaires secteur public là. C'est à temps ça là, Premier ministre l'a crié à ce monde qui voulait faire projet ça là pour venir discuter et puis gouvernement pour l'argent là pour faire. Premier ministre fait commitment pour avancer secteur ça là. Et puis finalement, registrar et puis chef académique State College Dominic Dr. Shaakira Pierre dit collège là ni même mission et puis ministre éducation là et puis gouvernement. Dr. Pierre a adressé une cérémonie pour une semaine orientation pour étudiants neuf lundi. Chef académique là encouragé ces étudiants là pour service à apprendre pour développement Dominic. Il aussi dit ces étudiants là quand ils choisi State College Dominic, ils choisi pour développer Dominic. Programme ça là, c'est pour aider ces étudiants neufs là pour plus confortable quand ils commencent le collège là. yo ke jouen epi teacher, yo ke point twenman, epi yo aussi ke fait activité sociale. Ça c'est tout pour Nouvelle à Creole. Non, moi c'est Shaakira Pierre. Au revoir.
Coming up next, a tip on overcoming grief.
When you think about it, food is life. That's why people come to Dominica. They don't only come for the waterfall or the scenery or the views, but it's the flavor. Sometimes it is just what they can taste. The flavors that we have here, you can't find anywhere in the world. They are truly unique. I've been in business 17 years, and I see so many guests come and go. My business is to put a smile on their face and something good in their belly. Everything we serve here is local. It comes from all over Dominica. So we get fresh lettuce, or vegetable, or fish from Saint-Sauveur, all our product from the farm. Sometimes go on the farm and help them pick. The uniqueness of the experience is in how authentic it is. I heard the taxi driver promoting my plantain chips. I said, that's the best plantain chips I ever have. I don't have to go and put on TV. Money is not everything, but leaving customer with a smile, friendly service, and they will come back. This is the real Dominica. I'm just proud to be a part of it. My name is Maurice Smith. They call me Rudy. Tourism is my business.
Having to accept that someone we love is no longer physically present is a blow to our sense of reality, causing confusion and almost always making us fall into long periods of depression and sadness. We all have different ways of coping with the death of a loved one, and having a good support network can be key to overcoming the pain of grief. According to research, being in a supportive social environment and maintaining a healthy lifestyle help people overcome grief over time. But depending on the impact that death can have, as well as the person who is suffering, recovery can take months or even years. Here is one way to overcome grief. Express your feelings. There will always be someone willing to listen and share the pain felt by the absence of your loved one. Talking about what happened and all the emotions that loss brings is a way to accept that your loved one is gone, and you'll soon be able to embrace your happy memories. But if you repress those feelings with sadness and frustration, you can become isolated, which will only amplify your grief and push the people who support you away. And that's all for this edition of National Focus. We always welcome your suggestions and comments. Drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm or visit our website, news.gov.dm. Like our Facebook page, facebook.com/GIS News Dominica, and follow us on Twitter at GIS Dominica. You can also catch up on past National Focus newscasts on our GIS Dominica YouTube channel. From all of us here on the GIS News production team, I'm Kimani St. Thanks for watching, and join us again next time on National Focus.